obviously, you should take advice about, what financial models work and what don't work. But I think where people make a mistake is, if you believe in a future state of the world and you believe you have a sound plan to get there, you're going to be able to attract people to that idea as long as you're making progress towards it. So, I mean, like what we're talking about is preposterous, and it's hard for people to wrap their heads around. And when you're dealing with, more old school venture capital type of money, they're very risk averse. It's I want to see a model that's worked and then let's do it 3 more times. That's sort of an easier sell than some of the earlier first kind of people through the wall. And for us, we believe in making progress towards our goals, and we've attracted people along the way as we've gone. I think for anyone, make sure what you're talking about certainly makes sense and makes financial sense, and try to have as clear of an understanding of how much cash it's going to take to get you to where you need to go. But to say that, like, oh my God, you need venture capital dollars in order to have a successful startup company is just not accurate at all. And there are a number of alternative ways to raise funding. I mean, we've raised over $3 million, and we have one institutional investor, and now we're starting to think through sort of like the next phase of the business, and different players to bring to the table. But we have a pretty clear vision of where we want to go. And I think before you even sort of open up that Pandora's box, you better have a very clear sense of what you want to do, because they're going to, people have different thoughts. And that's part of being an entrepreneur, is that you're going to sit down with 10 very successful, people, and they're going to give you 10 different pieces of advice. And that's that's one of the craziest parts of being an entrepreneur. You're like, oh my God, it's not like you're getting it from like your friend or whatever. You're getting it from people who have exited large companies, and they're saying, this is the path that I would take if I were you. And then someone else is saying, I would do the exact opposite. And they're also, exited a large company. You're like, oh my God, like, how do you parse through that information? And I think really having a strong foundation of what you want to do, and then you're able to extract sort of nuggets from each person. But if you're just sort of floundering, like, this is not the right business for you to be in as an entrepreneur. Like, you're going to wind up running around in circles and not really making much progress. Like, if you're going to be wrong, be really wrong,